Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about all things Makeup by Mario. I have his brand new foundation. This is the SurrealSkin Natural Finish Foundation. I'm so excited to talk about this today and to tell you the story of how I met Mario. It was so exciting. I met him, we got to take a selfie. We're like besties now, or at least in my head we're besties. But I have the whole story for you, and I'm going to tell you about my experience attending a launch event for this product in Soho. So we have so many fun things to talk about. I appreciate you being here. If you're a new viewer, welcome. My name's Courtney. I love to talk about all things makeup and beauty. And if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, welcome back. I couldn't be happier to have you here. All right. Let's get this party started. And if you haven't heard yet, I am doing a giveaway on my channel. The giveaway is still open. I'm giving away one Hourglass Swan Holiday Palette to one lucky subscriber here on my channel. I will put all the details down in the description box below, but the long and the short of it is you have to subscribe to me here on YouTube, follow me over on Instagram if you are on Instagram, and leave me a comment down below. Tell me where you're tuning in from and a fun fact about you. It could be the most random thing in the world. I want to hear it. So please enter my giveaway if you haven't done so already, and please let me know if you have any questions. Oh, I'm so excited about today's video because I have a lot of gabbing to do about my whole Makeup by Mario experience. And as you can see, I do have some merchandise behind me from Makeup by Mario. These were freebies that I got at the event that I attended in Soho to celebrate the launch of the beautiful new foundation from Makeup by Mario. This is the SurrealSkin Natural Finish Foundation. I couldn't be more excited to bring this to you guys today. Not to get ahead of myself, but this is probably my new favorite foundation. I love it that much. And I'm also going to be comparing this to Makeup by Mario's other SurrealSkin foundation. I'm going to explain how I ended up meeting Mario and how exciting that was, and also tell you how I got this merchandise from the company, which is a great experience. It was a great day. So we're going to get into it. And as you can see, I got these adorable Makeup by Mario hair clips. This was a free gift that came from attending the event, and it was so much fun. Just look how cute these are. Oh, I just feel so like official. I don't know, I just feel official. So we're going to try the foundation. I have worn this, and I have to say, as someone with dry skin, I was a little bit not nervous about trying it, but when you hear about oil control and things like that, you know, dry skin girly gets a little bit timid. But this is a beautiful foundation. It is a natural finish. It does control your oils without drying out your skin. So on one side of my face, I'm going to try this foundation on. On the other side, I will do Mario's other foundation. I can call him Mario because we're on a first name basis now because, you know, I hung out with him for like 5 seconds. But we're going to try both foundations, and then I'm going to take off the original foundation and put on the brand new one on both sides of my face so you can see the whole look. Then I'll do a whole face of Makeup by Mario. We'll talk about the day. We're going to have a lot of fun. So let's get started with this foundation. Let me tell you a little bit about it. And the way I'm going to tell you about it is I got this beautiful tote bag from Makeup by Mario at the launch event. You can see here, Makeup by Mario. It's a very pretty canvas tote. And right there, you can see that. I gave out this pamphlet, which is a really big, beautiful one of Mario. And I have to say, he's this beautiful in person. He is gorgeous in person. He's adorable. He's sweet, good looking man, just very, very nice. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the product. So according to the literature that Makeup by Mario gives out, this provides all day shine control. It's sweat and humidity resistant. It's a weightless medium coverage that smooths and blurs for a second skin effect. It's non-drying, which I can agree with, non-cakey, and comfortable all day, which is true. And according to Makeup by Mario, 100% of people who tried this saw an increase in the hydration of their skin over time. 96% agreed that it made their skin appear more smooth, and 96% agreed it provided a second skin finish while feeling weightless. It provides 16-hour and long-term hydration. It has glycerin and raspberry extract to lock in moisture and hydrate. Vitamin E protects the skin barrier, and it is dermatologist tested and does not clog pores. And this comes in 32 shades. I'll show you right there. And this is also goes with the rest of Makeup by Mario's SurrealSkin line. So this is supposed to pair with the F1 brush, the F4 brush, as well as the SurrealSkin Luminous Finish Foundation, which we will be trying today. And a quote from Mario himself. This is the natural finish foundation I've always wanted. It has a smoothing effect and second skin finish that's perfectly balanced, not shiny or overly matte. It's your natural complexion enhanced. XO Mario. So like I said, I'm on a first name basis with Mario now because, you know, I was with him for, like I said, 5 seconds and we took a picture, but we're besties now. All right, so let's try the foundation, and we will try one foundation on one side, one on the other, compare, and then we'll go from there. And just to show you a comparison of the two bottles, so here is the new foundation, the natural finish. This is the luminous finish. So almost identical, but this has a frosted glass. This does not. So very, very similar, and same size as well. So as you can see, it is runny. And I'm going to take my BK Beauty 101 brush and apply this on this side of the face. This is the shade 2N. So the reason why they were having this event was you could go to this truck that they had outside in Soho in Manhattan, and you can get shade matched. So one of their team members, their makeup artists, they would shade match you. And in the bus, I'll put pictures up on the screen. They had like a whole fun wall of the foundation. And what was really fun was they had these Makeup by Mario like studio chairs. So you really felt like you were getting your makeup done by a makeup artist. I have to say, they made everyone feel so special and just so important. Their team, everybody was so nice. They were handing out water bottles to people online. It was a little bit hot that day, so that was very much appreciated. And they gave people updates like, like whether or not they thought people would be able to get in, because there was a very long line. It was all the way down the block. And as I'm putting the foundation on, I'll tell you the story of how we ended up meeting him. And when I say we, I mean my mom and I. So my mom loves makeup just as much as I do. As you guys know, a lot of you saw that my mom and I went to the Louis Vuitton store when the makeup collection launched, and she just loves makeup and luxury and beauty like I do. So we always have so much fun doing those types of things together. So we went to the event in Soho. So, we were getting there decently in time, but about 10 minutes before we got there, I saw on Instagram that Mario was on his way over. And I was like, that's probably just his team. It's probably not him, but it was him. Let me stop gabbing for a second and show you the foundation. So this is the natural finish foundation on this side, and this is nothing. So as you can see, it's providing beautiful coverage. And again, not to get up close and personal, but this is part of the job. So this is the coverage, and this is like 1.5 coats. And I can tell you, it feels weightless on the skin. It just feels so good. And it's not tacky. It's not something that takes a long time to dry down. It's just really flawless and pretty. It's not a glowy product, but whatever glow I have on my skin from my skincare, it's allowing it to come through. And this is the shade 2N. So this is one side. And on the other side, I'm going to put on the other SurrealSkin foundation. This is the shade C. So this is actually my mom. She got shade matched with this one. So I'm borrowing it from her. Sorry, Mom. She doesn't mind. At least that's what I tell myself. But she got shade matched with this. So this actually works for me too. The shades are a little bit similar that I can kind of wear both. So I'll put this on this side so you can see the difference. So anyway, as I was saying, I saw online that it was looking like there was a large crowd. And I said to my mom, it looks like he's saying he's going to be there, but I really didn't think he would be, because he was at an event, I believe on Long Island the day before, 2 days before, and that was all announced. So there was like a huge crowd waiting for him, and they had like a photo booth set up. So I didn't think he was actually going to show up. I was hopeful, but I didn't think so, but he did. So we rushed over there, got there as soon as we could. And the minute we walked up, we saw that this crowd was around him. So he was there, and he was walking up to everyone, taking pictures, and everyone was just so excited. And I'll show you, we kind of stopped where he was standing because we didn't know if we were going to be able to take a picture with him separately, but he actually waved at us and smiled at us and said hi. So I have that on video, and I will put that up now.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Hi. Hi. So that was really exciting. And then his team said something like, well, if you want a picture, just step down to the ends of the line. It's like, there's no way he's going to stop and take time to take pictures with all these people. But he did. So very gracious of him. And he was really excited to be there. You could tell he was really happy to interact with everyone. He's very soft-spoken, very gentle, very classy, and very good looking. He's beautiful. Like, he's adorable. And he has perfect skin, and he was all in white and just looked so nice. You could just tell he was really excited about the launch, and his team was just so nice. It was really just encouraging to see someone in his position to be so nice and friendly, down to earth. So it was very, very exciting. So before I continue with story time, let me show you a comparison of the two foundations. So the color is a little bit different, so that's part of the difference that you're seeing. But they're not that different. They're just so beautiful. Like, I genuinely love both of these. You can see that this has a lot more luminosity to it, right? See how the light is capturing that? And on this side, not so much. Much more of a natural finish, but still, it's not drying, it's not caking up. If you saw my Hourglass Horse Palette review, I was wearing the new foundation in that video. I didn't mention it because I was being clever, but I didn't mention it because I hadn't reviewed this yet on the channel. But I was testing it out still, and I love it. I think it's beautiful. I would say that if you like a more luminous finish, the original foundation from Makeup by Mario is a better choice, but I think that the new one is gorgeous also, because you don't always want a super glowy foundation, and this does allow whatever glow you have underneath to come through. So I would say it's a little bit less coverage. I don't know if it's the coverage is less or it's just because it's not reflecting so much light. It's not so glowy that you're seeing like more of a natural look to it. And I also have to add concealer, but that is the foundation comparison right there. Let me know in the comments below which one you like better. If you've tried the original foundation, if you love it, let me know in the comments down below. But I love both of these. And I'm surprised I've never tried his foundation before. I always wanted to, but just never did. And I love both of them now. I'm going to take this side off so you can see a full face of the brand new foundation, and then we'll continue with story time. Okay, so back to story time. So after we took that video of him saying hello to us, we went to the end of the line, and he started coming closer, and I was getting nervous. I was like trying to prepare this whole speech as if I would have time to give a whole speech. But we ended up taking a selfie together. He was so nice and just so gracious, and I just couldn't believe that I was meeting him. And I told him what an honor it was to meet him, and he was just a sweetheart and just so nice and just so down to earth. And it was just really exciting. I'll put the selfie up on the screen now. So I love that picture because it was such a fun moment and such a pinch me moment, because obviously he's such an icon and he's just such a big figure in the makeup sphere and the beauty sphere. So to meet him and to see that he was such a nice person was just, I don't know, it was a pinch me moment, like I said. So I was very honored to be able to do that. And my mom and I didn't get a selfie together with him, but we did get a selfie with him in the background. So I'll put that up too, because she was just as excited to meet him. And she also confirms that he's beautiful too. He's beautiful. So what's great about this foundation is it doesn't require a lot of product to get the level of coverage that you want. Because as you can see, I really didn't put much on and it's fully covered. My face looks great. It looks hydrated. My skin is plump. It's not dry. Like I said before, I have dry skin. So if this foundation was drying, you would be seeing dry patches or catching onto my skin, and it's not. Just dabbing this in here just to come up close. This is the foundation. I love it. And I did wear this to work one day without any setting spray or powder. Normally I do use a setting spray. It did last a good part of the day. Normally, like I said, I would wear a setting spray. So I didn't wear it in the normal way that I would wear it with the setting spray. I wanted to test it out with the foundation by itself, but I thought it provided great coverage. My skin felt good at the end of the day, and I was really impressed with this. And I think that this foundation is good for people with dry skin like myself, and if you have oily skin, I think it would be good at oil control. So I think it's a really beautiful foundation and my new favorite. And as I complete this makeup look, I'm going to be sprinkling in some anecdotes from the rest of the day and show you some more pictures. But I do want to show you, they had this, like I said, they had this whole foundation wall inside the truck, and they took Polaroids. So I want to show you some of the Polaroids. So that's me and my mom. Hi, Mom. So that was really nice. And that is yours truly. Very happy to be in the Makeup by Mario truck. And that's my beautiful mom in the truck as well. Okay, so let's do concealer. I do not have a Makeup by Mario concealer. So what I am going to use is a new favorite of mine. This is the Sarah Creole concealer. Now, I've heard so many people talk about this. It's very expensive. I think it's like $58, something like that. But I have to be honest, it's a beautiful concealer and it goes really well with this foundation and the other Makeup by Mario foundation. The finish is very similar. So we're just gonna apply this. So after we hung out with Mario and, you know, chilled with him for a bit, we waited online, and like I said, it was a very, very long line. So there was no guarantee that we were going to be able to get into the truck to get color matched. But at that point, I was just so happy that we got to meet Mario and to experience that I wasn't that concerned. Obviously, I did want to go into the truck and experience everything, but if it didn't happen, it didn't happen. What can you do, right? At least we got to hang out with Mario. You see how beautiful that concealer is and how well it goes with this foundation? The finish is just really pretty. And I'm just going to spot conceal a little bit more. So Makeup by Mario's team came out and they started giving out water bottles to people, and they started telling us that there was a possibility we wouldn't get into the truck, but we were holding out hope, and we waited online probably for about an hour to an hour and a half. And a few people started to leave once we realized that there was a very good possibility we wouldn't get shade matched and all that. But we waited, and when they told us that we weren't going to be able to get in, we said to one of his team members, do you think we could just get into the truck and take some pictures, with the whole foundation wall and everything? And the truck was really cute. It was decorated. And also they had a life-size foundation bottle outside the truck. I'll put in a picture of that. That was really cute. But they told us they probably would be able to get us into the truck to take some pictures. So that was very nice of them, even though it was after the time where we're supposed to end. But the way they had it set up was that even if you couldn't get shade matched in the truck, they had one of their team members over at the Sephora down the block, and you can go there and get shade matched, and you would also get a little bit of a special treat for purchasing the foundation. One of the gifts that came in the bags that they were giving out, the tote bags, was this plumping lip serum in Watermelon Glow. Now I have this on my lips already. I'll put a little bit more on for you. I believe I already have this. It's a very nice lip serum. It is plumping, but it's not painful. And it really does plump up the lips, and it's a beautiful color. It feels very hydrated. I love Makeup by Mario's lip products. I think he makes beautiful lip products. He makes beautiful everything, but his lip products are great. It's just a beautiful effect on the lips, plumps them up, not uncomfortable. So if you've never tried this and you like a plumping lip serum, I would definitely recommend checking this one out from Makeup by Mario. Also, see this concealer, how pretty it is? Now, Sarah Creole is a company that is geared towards more mature skin, but you don't have to have mature skin to wear her products. I think the concealer is just a beautiful product, and I can't wait to try more from her line. This is the problem with trying out so much makeup. You want to try more of it. And if you find a good company or a good product, you want to try more from their line. It's a whole vicious cycle, but it's part of why I'm on YouTube, right? So that I could try makeup products for you guys and tell you what's worth it and what's not. This concealer is worth it. Before we move on to the rest of the face, I'm going to powder. So I already put the powder into the cap. So now I have to read the name of it and I have to go like this, so excuse me. This is the SurrealSkin Soft Blur Setting Powder in the shade Neutral Light, number 2, right? And we're going to tap it. Okay. Oh, it's very powdery. Okay, and just doing a light dusting. Never tried this loose powder before. It is beautiful. So you see that's just a beautiful veil on the skin and locking in the makeup, but not taking away the shine. Not the shine, but the little bit of glow that's coming in. Got it on my bust. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Is me with the powder, with the foundation. But you just see how beautiful it is. The finish is really a natural finish. It's not dry, but it's also not glowy. A little bit of glow going on here, but nothing crazy. So really pretty. Now we're going to move on to blush and bronzer. I have this adorable little set that I got a few months ago, and I never really tried it until recently. This is the Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick in the shade Light Medium. And this is the Soft Pop Blush Stick in the shade Sweet Pink. So I'll just swatch these for you. And this week I've been using these for work because you could just throw them in your purse on the go, which is really nice. So that is the swatch right there. So that's the blush and the bronzer. So let's start bronzing. So continuing with story time, my mom and I did get to go into the truck. We thought it would just be for taking a picture, but they were kind enough to actually color match us. And I mentioned this in my review for the Natasha Denona foundation. I had worn that foundation for the first time out. And when I went into the truck and I sat in the chair and I felt all like a movie star because I was sitting in that Makeup by Mario chair. And I can't remember the name of the makeup artist who worked on me. She was just very nice. She had asked me what foundation I was wearing, and I mentioned the Natasha Denona new High Glam foundation. And she had said to me that my skin did look a little dry, which I mentioned in my review of the Natasha Denona foundation. So she even noticed that it looked a little bit dry. A little bit more here. So she shade matched me actually a little bit too dark just because I had that Natasha Denona foundation. So my mom and I ended up going to the Sephora store to buy the foundation. And there the girl took off part of the Natasha Denona foundation and shade matched me to the 2N color, the 2 neutral color that I picked up. And I have to say his team was just all so lovely. They were so nice. Really made it a very fun atmosphere. And I think that's just a reflection of Mario and the company he's built. So it's all good stuff. And it just made the day much more enjoyable and much more fun. When my mom and I were done with the truck, we went to the Sephora, like I said, to get shade matched. And what a beautiful Sephora that was. I haven't really been to that nice of a Sephora since I was in Paris. I did go to the Sephora on the Champs-Élysées, and I'll post a photo of that here. That was the most beautiful Sephora I've ever been to. I mean, it's Paris, so of course it's going to be, but that was a Sephora that had so many brands. They literally had a red carpet as you walk into the Sephora there. One day, very soon, I hope to put up a video talking about my experience in Paris over the holidays and how I bought my dream bag at the Chanel store and all the shopping. So as we get closer to the holidays, I'm planning on posting a video about that. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. But that Sephora was probably the prettiest Sephora I've ever been to. This one in Manhattan was probably just a little bit below that. It was really, really nice. Great staff. A lot of energy in there. Beautiful products. Brands that I've never seen in a Sephora store. They had Pat McGrath Labs. They had a beautiful Gucci display. Okay, so now we're going to go in with some blush. And I'm sorry for the change in audio for a minute. I had to take my mic off and I forgot to put it back on, so I'm sorry about that. We're back to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay. So anyways, like I was saying, the Sephora really had a beautiful selection. It was fully stocked. They had people from the Makeup by Mario team there to help with shade selection, so that was really nice, and they were just very friendly. It was a pretty blush, isn't it? Just look at this foundation. I love it. Seriously, I think it's a beautiful foundation, just a beautiful formula. I'm so happy with it. And I think it's great for most skin types, if not all. So I love this blush because it's just very sheer, but yet buildable. And it works really well with this foundation. The bronzer I had to be a little bit careful with. It was a little bit pigmented. But I think it's beautiful. Okay, so that is the blush and the bronzer. So I think this is looking very natural, very SurrealSkin. I know that this line from Makeup by Mario is supposed to be, you know, SurrealSkin, like your skin, but better. So it's not supposed to be very heavy or cakey. And I think that these products really do live up to that name. Okay, so very pretty. So now we're going to move on to eyeshadow. So I've done a video on the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes Cream Eyeshadows. After you're done watching this video, if you're curious about my full review of these, you can head over to my video on my channel about that. But these are two of them that I have. I have 4 of them. I can't find the other 2 right now. This is the shade Bisque and the shade Blush. I use these all the time, and a lot of times I have these in my work pocketbook because these are great for on the go. This is just a great base shade for any eyeshadow look. I know Nikki LaRose uses this particular shade a lot in her videos as a base shade, and this pink shade is just absolutely gorgeous. You have time to work with these, but then once they dry down, they really lock in. They last all day. Very easy to use. You can use your finger, you can use a brush, and you also can combine them with powder eyeshadows. I'm going to do that for you today. And I did pick up a new shade at the very fancy Sephora in Soho. I picked up this shade Mauve, and I've heard Allie Glines talk about this nonstop, as well as Nikki LaRose, and I think even Lisa J's been wearing it lately. So I'm going to swatch this for you. And I haven't tried this on my eyes yet. Okay, so that is Mauve. So I'm going to use a brush with this for a more controlled application. Let me put Bisque on as a base so you can see how that looks. Kind of like a primer, and that I could just use my finger with because that doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, I like to think everything I do is perfect, but I don't think it is. So you see how that's just a beautiful base shade, and these are so portable. You could just throw it in your purse, and it's great for travel. So I love these, and I hope to own all the shades one day. Probably pick up a couple more in the Sephora sale. Has anyone started curating their list for the Sephora sale? I'm going to start soon. It's like pre-Christmas. And just going in with the Mauve shade. So, very pretty. I just love the effect that these give the eyelids. They just smooth them out so well and just create like a beautiful veil effect on the eyelid. It's beautiful. See how easy that is? And they last all day. So you have oily eyelids, definitely recommend you checking these out. Oh, I love this color. I'm just throwing it on the eyelid directly and then going in with a brush and getting a more even application. I'm glad I picked this color up because sometimes the espresso shade that I have, it's beautiful, but it's a little dark. So sometimes you don't want that really dark eyeshadow look. And I do warn you, once these dry down, they lock into place, so you have to work quickly. So I would do one eye at a time like I did. This way you have time to work it in. But this is mauve. And now I'm going to add a little bit of shimmer. So I'm taking this Ethereal Eyes Moonlit palette and I'm going to be adding, let's see, which one do I want? Take a little bit of this gold shade right here. I'm going to pop it right into the inner corner. This is similar to the look I wore for the Makeup by Mario event. I had on the espresso cream shade and then I popped on a little bit of glitter just to make it pop a little bit. Okay, so just kind of give a little bit of shimmer over the lid. And this shimmer shade, once I used the setting spray, it stayed all day. I don't know if this palette is still available. I know it was a limited edition and once they sold out of it, they weren't going to be restocking it. So I would encourage you that if you wanted to pick up this palette and it's still available, do it sooner rather than later. I would just check Sephora and his website to see if they still have it. It's a beautiful palette. But that is the shimmer shade on top of the mauve shade. And this is so finely milled that if you get a little bit too much, you could just buff it out with your hand. I just got a teensy bit of fallout, so I'm just taking a brush and just fixing it. I just want to add a little bit of dimension to the outer corner. So I'm just taking, well, that's pretty. I'm just taking this brown shade right here and just popping that into the inner corner for just a touch of dimension. And again, if you make a mistake, just buff it out, very easy. Okay. So, what do we think of the look? I love it. I just love this foundation. Look how good it looks. So pretty. Okay, so off camera, I went and I put on mascara as well as eyeliner. Applying eyeliner on camera isn't the easiest thing in the world and it's not the most attractive, believe me. So I don't always do it. So I put it on off camera. I'll tell you which products I used. They're both Makeup by Mario. So this is the eye pencil that I used. This is the Master Pigment Pro Pencil in the shade Bronze. Really pretty bronzy eyeliner. Okay. That's it right there. And then I also used his Master Mascara. This is one of my favorite mascaras. I use this all the time, especially in the daytime. But you can see it's just a beautiful mascara. It lengthens, it volumizes, but not too much. So that's it right there. And this is the completed eye look. What do we think? I feel pretty, I feel glowy, but not too glowy. I love this eye look and the mascara. Mario just makes such beautiful products. I think any combination you do of his products is going to come out beautifully, but I'm loving this look and I feel very pretty and very girly. So now I'm going to use the lip product that I got for free with my purchase. Before I do that, let me just show you the wand on the mascara. So that is the mascara wand right there. And the eyeliner, in addition to being a beautiful color, it has this smudger right here. So the eyeliner has set down a little bit, but as you can see, I'm able to smudge it very easily, and that's the smudger it comes with. So this is a really beautiful eyeliner and mascara combo. And now I'm going to show you a lip product that I received for free with my purchase. Okay, so also in one of the bags that we received, we did get this really nice powder puff. He makes a really good one, so that was a fun get. And my mom and I both got this set for purchasing the foundation at Sephora. They were having a promotion, and this is the Mario's Lip Lift Kit, and this is a lipstick and lip pencil duo. And the shades are Smoky Pink for the lip pencil and Erin in the Ultra Suede lipstick. So let's line the lips. I don't think I've ever tried his lip liner formula before. Pretty. Okay. So it went on very creamy, not dry, not tugging at the lips. I would say a little bit similar to Charlotte Tilbury, but not as dry as Charlotte Tilbury's is. And I'm just going to shade the lip a little bit. Okay, so this is the lipstick in the shade Erin. Ooh, pretty. Good good neutral shade. This is gonna be pretty for fall. I tried another one of his lipsticks recently in the shade Cam. That's very pretty for the fall too, more of a orangey red, but not too orange, just a little undertone of orange. If you look at my video that I released maybe about a month ago about the perfect lip color for fall, that lipstick is featured in that video. So that is Erin. That's pretty. If you've never tried Mario's lipsticks before, they're very creamy, they go on very easily, and they're pretty long lasting, so I like his formula. Okay, so that is the shade Erin. What do we think? I think it's so pretty. I love this. Okay, so what do we think of this whole Makeup by Mario look? I love it. Like I said, I feel very girly. I'm very pretty. I love the way my skin looks. I think this foundation is gorgeous. I think that the blush is beautiful, the bronzer, the lipstick, really everything. I don't have any complaints. I love the way his makeup applies and lasts and just makes you feel, you know, at your best. So to go back to the SurrealSkin Natural Finish Foundation, I would recommend this foundation to literally anybody. Whether you have dry skin, combination, or oily, I think that this is a beautiful foundation for every skin type. If you have drier skin, I would just recommend priming your skin with a little bit of moisturizer, but you don't even need much. By the time I filmed this video, I had moisturized maybe 2 or 3 hours before this, so it wasn't like I had just put moisturizer on. And as you can see, my skin looks so hydrated. Sometimes I get some dryness over here throughout the day. When I wore this to work, I didn't get that dryness there. And you can see there's no dryness right now. So I think that the Natural Finish Foundation is literally good for any skin type. The original SurrealSkin foundation, the more glowy look, I think is beautiful if you do love a glowy look. If you have dry skin, that's a perfect foundation for you. And even if you have oily skin, I think it's workable. Maybe if you use a little bit of a mattifying primer or a mattifying setting spray, I think you'd be happy with it. But it's not a greasy, oily foundation. It's not something that, you know, just melts off your face. It stays in place and it just makes your skin look beautiful and surreal. So there's the SurrealSkin, I guess. So I'm really happy with the look that I created. I'm really happy with these products and I hope you enjoyed my little story time. My mom and I just had a great time, really fun day in the city after we went to Sephora and we were good. We really didn't pick up a lot, but I did eye a few things that I do want to pick up for future reviews. I saw the new Gucci tinted moisturizer and that looked phenomenal. I can't wait to try out that. And we also looked at some perfumes and Pat McGrath. They had a Pat McGrath section there. I don't have that in my local Sephora, so that was really fun. And it was a little bit overwhelming actually. There were so many people, a lot of energy in there. So we had a great time there. Then we headed over to a place called Joe and the Juice. If you're not familiar with Joe and the Juice, they have really good sandwiches. They have some nice baked goods. And their sandwiches are made on a delicious flatbread. So that was really nice. And we just walked around Soho. One of my favorite things to do in the city is to walk around that area. If you've never been to New York and if you're coming anytime soon, I would definitely recommend you checking out Soho if you like to go shopping. They have beautiful stores there. The Chanel in Soho is where I bought my very first Chanel bag. And they have a beautiful Kendra Scott boutique, Kate Spade, Louis Vuitton, Dior. I believe they have a Tiffany's there as well. So one day I hope to do kind of like a shopping vlog or walk around Soho to show you the different shops because I think a lot of people don't live near New York and they like to see what's out there and the shopping experience in New York. So I hope to do that one day soon. But it's a beautiful area. If you've never been, highly recommend you check it out. And if you're coming to New York anytime soon, it's beautiful in the fall. And Soho is just a beautiful area to spend the day in. So let me take out my clips. So this is the completed Makeup by Mario look. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you also for listening to my story time. Like I said earlier in this video, getting to meet Mario face to face and in person and getting just to see what kind of a person he was so special, was really a pinch me moment. I think anybody who loves beauty and makeup can understand how much fun and exciting that was. And he was just so gracious and his team was great. So I'm just really appreciative to them for making the day so memorable and for him being so gracious. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. How do you like the foundation? Do you have any questions about the foundation or any of the other products I use? Please put them down in the comments below. I can't tell you how much I love interacting with you guys. Every time you leave me a comment, it really makes me smile because I make this content hoping that people enjoy it. And when you let me know that you enjoy it, or you have a question about something that I'm showing, it really makes my day. And I thank you for your time. We all have really busy lives, so the fact that you take time to leave me a comment, like my video, or subscribe means so much to me. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would really love it if you would do so. We have a lot of fun on this channel, and we talk about all the fun things, all the news in makeup and beauty. We try out a lot of fun products, so I would love it if you were to join this growing community of beauty lovers and friends. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.